Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com, and we are talking about narcissists. This is Destroying the Narcissists, Fighting the Invisible Enemy, video number 2, okay? All right, so I'm going to talk to you about, okay, here's the biggest problem with people who are not narcissists, who are trying to understand, like, narcissists, because they don't make any sense, like, at all. Like, it's just like, and here's the problem, when you try to make sense of them, you can't, because they're wired differently than you and me, and I'm going to explain that. So let's see if I can put the pieces together, because if you can understand this one core piece of a narcissist, it'll be a big leap in understanding what you're dealing with. So you might be going, well, why do I need to understand them? Because otherwise you can't see them. If you can understand what, because sometimes people don't make sense. They're tired, or they misunderstood something. You need to understand why a narcissist does something, and you'll see it'll become real clear. And that's, I'm going to repeat this from the last video. There is super good news. Super. And I just talked to someone on YouTube. We were going back and forth in the typing on next to the video. And they're like, oh, I've read all about narcissists, and I've learned all about them. And no, clearly not, because here's what happens. I'm telling you, I was the same way. I've read these books years ago. I'm a personal development coach. I've studied the hell out of psychology, hypnosis, the unconscious mind. I'm an extremely intuitive guy, and that has saved my ass, especially in the recent years. But I became very aware a while back. Someone had me watch some YouTube videos on narcissists about 2 years ago, approximately two and a half. So I watched them. It was about a dozen videos. I'm like, okay, I get it. And I really thought I did. I didn't. When you get it, when all the pieces of the puzzle are put together, and that's what this video series is for. Because when you see it, a light bulb goes on, and all of a sudden you're just like, no shit. They're cowards. They're weak. They're terrified of you. You want to know what they're terrified? Of the day that you can see them. When you open your eyes and they'll look at you, and when you basically let them know and you start calling, they'll be like, oh shit. They'll run. They will fucking run. They'll be like, fuck this, I'm out of here, right? So God, it's not only that, like, okay, just about 2 hours today, a neighbor of mine pulled some narcissistic bullshit on me. Now because of the coronavirus and the fires and everything, and I was not out of state. I was out of Northern California for off and on. I haven't seen him since May or something, right? And so even then, I only see him once in a while, right? Well, I haven't really talked to him in a while, like over a year. Like, I kind of, hey, what's up? You know, saying hi and bye as we're driving by each other, but that's about it. He kind of said something to me, and he just kind of, and he got angry, and I was like, well, what's going on with this guy? It's like, oh, it's because I'm completely wide awake, and it's freaking him out, and he's trying to put me back to sleep, go back to sleep, sleep. He's trying to do the sleepy thing, right? And he was doing the anger thing, trying to panic me, pointing at me, and I'm just looking at him like this. I'm like, I see you. Got you, brother. So, sorry, I'm having too much fun with this. And the reason why I'm saying that is because most of the narcissist videos, and God bless all the people out there that are making the videos. God bless you. Thank you, number one, from me, and for helping everyone else. The part that they're not telling you is there's super good news. When you pop, when you go supernova, when the pieces of the puzzle, which I'm starting to give to you in these video series, when they're put together and you can see the picture, the bigger picture, you're like, oh, it's an American Indian woman in an Indian chieftain's headdress. You see it, right? It's the same thing with a narcissist. One thing you have to learn is you have to be able to understand their behavior, because it's confusing. It doesn't make sense, and that's a red flag. Like, if you're with someone and it's like you walk away confused all the time, they want you to be confused, okay? But that in and of itself isn't enough to let you know what you're dealing with. It could be just an idiot. Idiots confuse people all the time, okay? And I'm not trying to be mean here. Number two, so once you understand their behavior, things make sense. All of a sudden, like, oh, I see why he's doing that. Oh, because for a normal person, that would be the opposite of what you would ever do in a million years. So your brain can't comprehend it. Okay, I'll give you an example in a second. So number 2, you have to be able to see their behavior. Okay? Then you have to be able to see their strategies and the techniques that they use on you to close your eyes, to put you in that panic fear state so they can gloop, 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 and suck off the energy, right? All right. Okay, so all right, here, I'm going to give you something here right now. So let's give you an example. So narcissists, and this is one of their techniques, and it doesn't wait, this doesn't make sense. If they want to suck the energy off me, why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. They do something called the discard. It's my ex-girlfriend used to do this a lot, not just to me, but to her entire family. Like she literally would just leave. She wouldn't tell anyone she quit her job and already got another job in like another city, like 40 minutes away, an hour away. And she'd be gone. One time she was gone 6 months, and her sister would call me crying, Mike, please, it's okay if she's with you. And because we were like 26, 28. And I'm like, Mike, she's not with me. I'm telling you. And so I even said, you and your family are welcome to come over anytime, day or night, even if it's 3 a.m. I promise you she's not here. I go, she won't return, because back then we had those little pagers. She won't return her page. I don't know where she's at. She won't return her page, because she never turned her page off. So she would just disappear. And what it does is it makes you want them like more. And that's one of their tactics is, if you've ever been in love with someone, whenever they leave you, you're like, oh, come back, right? And that's a tactic to get you, oh, I'll make you happy, I'll do whatever you want, because that's what a narcissist wants. They're looking for people pleasers, people to kiss their ass, to put up with their anger, to put up with their rage, to cook and clean for them, to tell them they're gods, right? That's what they want. That's another thing. They have these little tricky ways like, hey man, doesn't my tattoo look cool? I mean, they'll even say stuff like, isn't that awesome? And like, you're kind of like, wow, man, this is like 2 years into this. Like, yeah, man, awesome tattoo. Like, how many times? But they need this constant reassurance. So, okay. So let's go back to they need you. Now that's maybe in the next video I'll get more into it, but they need you badly, especially if you're a good source of energy. What they do is, if they get a good source of energy, meaning someone has a very loving heart, they suck this energy off you, like they're taking a hose and they're putting it, and they connect with your solar plexus. And it's funny because I just watched another video and I read a blog on it. Like, what they do is they hurt you, so it's like they're ripping a hole open in your energy field, and they plug in and they gloop, 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 and they just suck, and you're drained all the time. They're energized all the time. It's your energy that they're energized off of. All right. So let's answer, why did they do that? Here's why. 2 reasons. Remember, a narcissist has completely escaped from their emotions. They have gone out of their body and up into their logical brain. Technically, that's the left side. But it's processed. When you're in your left brain, it makes you analytical, and it makes your face angular, kind of like I'm doing now. Hi, how's it do? It makes your pupils really small and not dilated big, but dilated small. And it makes you, everything you're moving, it's the mechanical brain. That's why narcissist sounds very analytical and mechanical, like they're analyzing everything. And that's what they do. They'll analyze you. Okay? They analyze people to death. And here's why. Because since they disconnected from their emotional system, they have not only do they not have any access to social awareness, because the right brain, not the left brain is the brain they hide into. They hide behind their logic from their emotions, because they don't want to feel emotions. Fuck that. Right? They don't want to feel hurt. So that's why they do it. I believe, this is just a belief that I have. It's possible that I would say they're born that way, or at least some of them. But the majority of experts say no. Somebody hurt them when they were a child. A mother or father, they embarrassed them. They maybe scared them, maybe beat them. They did something, and it made them say, fuck this. I'm going into my analytical, logical left male brain, and I'm locking that door. And so they're stuck in this little box. They're very limited. And when you realize, because they don't have access to the rest of their brain, and they don't, I'm not kidding, they're not smart. They act smart, But ultimately, they're always looking for a shortcut. So instead of doing what most human beings do, is by the time you're 20 or 30, I need to go to therapy. I need to deal with my emotions and my feelings. I got to figure this out. Oh no, they're not doing that shit. They're going to hide from that. The easiest thing is close the damn door and don't feel. But here's the thing that they don't know. You actually become 10 times more sensitive. I know, because this is what I'm an expert in. This is what I teach men. I teach men and women how to reconnect with their emotions and feeling and how to ground emotionally. When you do that, if someone throws a rock at you, it goes through you like fog, like Bruce Lee says. It's just like be fog. God, I'll try to find that video clip. And he also says be like water, right? Flow, right? One thing I learned is when you're rigid and stiff, people can hit you and hurt you. But when you're wide open and fluid, if someone throws an insult at you, it goes right through you, because you are what's called emotionally grounded. Excuse me. The first thing that I do with my clients, whether it's a man trying to save his marriage or wanting to meet a woman, is I teach them, and for women to feel good, to be emotionally grounded. That makes you feel wonderful. There's a video with a Benev that once he finally got a ground, he goes, wow, because this feels good. I'm like, yeah, because all the anxiety goes away. But here's the thing about a narcissist. They don't want to go there. They won't fucking do it. I know, because I didn't know it at the time, but I've had narcissists over the years. It's like 1 out of 10 clients. And they won't do it. They're like, because you have to open up. They're not open up for shit. They're not going to open up. And I would even tell them, like, hey, man, you're not there. Look, oh, I'm totally there, bro. And I'm like, oh, really? I can totally tell by the way you sound. Like everything's locked up and tight and analytical. You're not there, man. So they will do everything. Oh, yeah, I'm totally there, bro. I'm totally there. I'm like, no, you're totally not there. You're like the opposite of there. And so as I look back, it's like, oh, they no wonder. It's like they don't want to open up to their feelings. So they're like, fuck that, I'm not going there. But it's a backwards thinking, because it actually makes them more sensitive. First thing I do when I get stress and anxiety, because you get all tight and stuff, is I do my breathing exercise, I do my internal awareness and my grounding techniques, and I feel so much better. And you go out in public, you feel more relaxed. Whereas narcissists, they're always putting on an act, they're always putting on a play, because they got a mask on. Because here's why. Inside them is emotional turmoil worse than you've ever felt or experienced in your life, because they've never dealt with any of their issues. They've always ran away from them. They've always hid from them, okay? And that's something that I think is very important for you to understand. Is inside is internal dialogue. You're no good. You suck. You'll never be anything. I mean, it's horrendous. It's horrible. And then they project it out on everyone around them, right? Oh, that person, this and that. And so here's what I'm saying. They have a lot of emotional hurt and pain, and they're not going to deal with it, so they escape from it, right? Because of that, it's like they have an empty tank. They have no spirit. They have no soul, right? So they're like, I'm out. So that's why they need you. That's why they're looking for people who have quality energy, sweet love. That's what they want, because it feels good. So they're going to suck off of you, and they're going to steal, vampire your energy, leaving you drained, making them feel great. This is why they always need somebody. They're very codependent people, because once you leave, they're fucked. They're like a drug addict, just going, I need my fiend. I need it. They fiend. And here's the thing is, they go through horrible withdrawal symptoms. They get tremendous anxiety, phenomenal anxiety on a level that most people can't imagine. They panic. They sweat. They can't sleep. I'm trying to think what else. There's another word I'm looking for. It's not good, man. It's just not good. So here's what they're going to do. Now, okay, so watch this. So you might think, well, wait a minute. Why did they do the discard? So my ex-girlfriend, she was gone one time 3 months, and another time she was gone 6 months. She showed up at my door out of nowhere. Hey, honey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm fine. What's going on? She's like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? I'm like, do you want to talk about where the fuck you've been for the last 6 months? Oh, I didn't tell you? No, you haven't returned my page, your page in 6 months. No, you haven't told me. I go, did you change your number? She's, no, I got the same one. I know, because it had her voice on it. Okay? So this is what they do. And your brain's just going, that doesn't make sense. So here's why this doesn't make sense. You're thinking, but Mike, you just told me they fiend off of you, and if they don't get your energy, then they fiend. Yeah. Number one, they find someone else to suck off of. All right. And they keep a bunch of different people on the side, right? In case A, you leave, or B, they got to do the discard where they act like they're pushing you away. Like, oh, I don't want to talk to you no more. They'll do it for about 30 days or until the other source takes off, or they lose them somehow, or they piss them off. Well, fuck you, I'm pushing you away. Now I want to bring this person back. And that's what they do. They got a bevy of people that they do this to. Okay. So that's why they do that. So that's just one of the things that doesn't make sense with a narcissist. Like, well, if they like my energy, then why do they push me away? It's because they're playing hard to get. It's a way to get you to stick around, okay? Hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com, MikeKollin.com. I hope you're enjoying this video series. We're going to go more in depth, and things are going to get clearer and clearer. And I promise you, once you see what's going on, that's when you pop, and that's when the good news starts to happen. Hey, if you need help with coaching and understanding this, I am a certified, highly trained life coach, personal development coach. I have 41 certifications. A lot of those took anywhere from 2 weeks, 10 days, 3 weeks, and 5 weeks to receive. Very in-depth trainings. I trained for over 12 years with multiple companies throughout the United States and also the world. I've been doing this for about, technically it's getting close to 30 years, or it just is 30 years right now. All right. See you soon. Go to Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com.